I gotta get myself some root beer. We gotta get myself some root beer going on. Good evening, gentles and ladymen. It is my hope that everyone is having a fantastic day. Now, you know what? This is the first time we're doing a stream in this direction. So you're going to have to inform me of how things are looking. I've never done stuff like this before. Give me 1 second as I figure out the mundo of this. I met a gal in Iowa. Oh, hi, Dylan. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Oh, my goodness. There's like 2,400 people in here. Let me get my bearings. I've always done live streams on my phone. I have never done live streams horizontally. So I'm new to this entire thing. Oh my goodness, there's an absolute ton of people here. Meep says Lack from California. Why, thank you. If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is B. Dylan Hollis. Welcome to my kitchen this evening. And typically in this kitchen, we bake things to varying degrees of success. And tonight you say, Dylan, what are we baking? I tell you what, we got a doozy tonight. No, it looks great when horizontal. Does it really? Hello, someone's tuning in from Rhode Island. Hi, Dylan. I appreciate that. Someone says, Lamp, are you a big fan? Like, do mods like you? Laramie, Wyoming. It's a very, very cold place, but in the summer, we're thronged by moths. We're thronged by so many moths, you don't even know what is going on. And by the end of every summer, you look into your lampshades, you look into your ceiling fixtures, and there's just an absolute carpet of moths. And it's actually quite unfortunate. So just know that. Where's Planty this evening? I'll show you where Planty is. The B stands for baking. Yes, the B in my name does indeed stand for baking. Hello from Virginia. We have Blue Tomato says, can you try Stroop waffles at some point? Love your videos, by the way. I am a big fan of Stroop waffles. However, if they get too cold, they get absolutely impossible to chew. For those of you, for my English friends out there, you may know quality streets. And the quality streets that I hate are the toffee quality streets because they're so gummy. I don't know how toffee, true toffee is all right, but like caramels and stuff, can't stand it. Someone said I should try Stroop waffles this evening. RDD J623 says, love your live streams and your cookbook. Why, thank you most kindly. If you're just tuning in, welcome. I'm learning some interesting things. You want to see something interesting? Oh! That was magic. Lila says, hey, I tried the pickle cheesecake and I really enjoyed it. There's something very, very wrong with you if you enjoyed that. Balmy, Ohio says, hello. Sam Bullock says, hi this evening. J. Robin Byer says, hello from Utah. I'm currently perusing my 600 pages patisserie cookbook I got for my birthday and getting in the baking mood. That's fantastic to see. Because I read cookbooks like novels. I'm drinking root beer this evening. It's a Sunday. Typically, Sundays scare the daylights out of me because, of course, Monday is always there. But I had a gentleman. I was speaking to a gentleman yesterday. I had him in the car. He's like, Dylan, you mustn't be. He said, Dylan, you mustn't be afraid of Sundays because without a coming Sunday, there would never be another Friday. And I said, wow. You know what? That's mighty powerful, isn't it? That's mighty powerful. Oh, who's in here sending bucks? Blue Star, why, thank you. Who just sent $50? What are you doing in this stream? Hannah Vincent says, I must break the crazy baking goblin. Love the chaos you bring to your informative baking shorts. I didn't know you streamed, and I'm glad I caught it. Yes, we all stream. Elsewise, you would just be holding it in. Dan's Backcountry says, thank you. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Hannah. Dan's Backcountry says, as a person of the cold and rainy Pacific Northwest, I'm curious if there's anything from your vast Rolodex that involves salmon. It's an important staple food here. I have quite a lot of Alaskan and Washingtonian cookbooks that call for salmon, but very little in the savory realm. Now, you'll find some salmon molds. I believe I did a salmon mold once. They're really scary, Dan, so I like to avoid that. Flame Cosplay says, hello from Arkansas. I just made a peanut butter bread about 2 hours ago. Oh, Lamb says, you might like to know your book is very good against raccoons trying to steal my croissant. before we continue, and we are going to start, I'm learning the ropes and I'm feeling it out. I'm feeling out a live stream. I want to know from you, one, does it look okay? Two, does it sound okay? We're normally this kitchen, what made me blow up on TikTok was the fact that this kitchen was absolutely designed for vertical videos. It was perfect. And then it's hard. But Mr. ET, you sound amazing. So happy to be here. Everyone says yes, it's looking good. Oh, I thank you. Howdy, Dylan. I'd like to make you a gift. Do you have a favorite piece of artwork that I could recreate with some Dylan slash baking yesteryear flair? Do I have a favorite piece of artwork? Hmm. I'm fairly basic because someone sent a magazine cutout of it, of a Campbell's tomato soup advertisement after I did the tomato soup cake. And I'm quite the absolutely cliche tomato soup. This is terrible. I can't. Who who painted that? It's not Andy Warhol who did the tomato soup, is it? No, it's not. There's no way it was, right? Robert says, hello from Racine, Wisconsin. Would you ever try to make kringla? Let me tell you what. This stream, no, this is not promotional material that I've not disclosed because it's my own book. But there's kringla in Baking Across America, which of course is available for pre-order right now if you're so inclined. I'm not going to push it because you're not here to watch an advertisement. You're here to for us to bake together. But consider Baking Across America. Kringla is fantastic, and I baked so many this summer. They're shaped vaguely like a toilet seat. Oh, Han Tadaka says, what do you do with all the leftovers? Well, typically I would give it to a whole bunch of friends, even if it's kind of borderline bad. For example, during the summer when I was testing for Baking Across America, I gave so much of my stuff to the Derby team. That's roller derby. Orpheus says, I fried some plantains today. Fantastic. My gallbladder has regrets, but they were delicious. Bonnie says, I'm 72 and your recipe sent me down memory lane. I love it. Ah! Lamb says, you said your cooking typically takes place in your kitchen. What else? Where else am I cooking? If I'm getting really good on League of Legends, I'm cooking there. I've been playing a lot of Killing Floor 1 recently. Anyway, Scott Reinhardt, thank you. Scarmaster says hello from South Carolina. Slowly working my way through your cookbook. Hey, Dark History, love you so much, Dylan. How long do you think you'll stay in America? I don't know. I don't know if this is the right year to go to the United States. But that's one here. Boogie Woogie says hello from Idaho. Will you perchance be baking with huckleberries ever? I love huckleberries. It's not. I like baking with fresh huckleberries. So the summer Boogie Woogie is the time to do huckleberries. I'd like to see you make Campbelled eggs. That's terrible. Anyway, I'm going to snap my fingers. Okay, what are we baking today? Now I know you guys have been. You don't want to sit here and watch me talk, but. Also, wasn't that smooth? Do you like this? I think it's pretty smooth. I think that was pretty smooth as hell. Greetings, Bermudian man. Thank you, California Sierra. Where can we get your new cookbook? Well, if you look in the description of this live stream, I might be mistaken, but I think you'll find the landing page in the description of this live stream, won't you? Am I crazy? Inform me if I'm crazy. Howdy, buttery smooth, baby. Dragon said, I'd love to see you tackle baklava or Dracon Fire. Look. Talk about a hard dish. Baklavas are like impossible. I would always get wonderful baklavas in New York City, right? New York does baklavas good. But, they can't be dry, they can't be wet, but they got to be somewhere between soggy and damp. And it's hard. It really is. But here, let's show you what we're baking out of today. This is a 1981 cookbook called The Amish Way Cookbook. This camera's good. Am I correct? This camera's good. Damn. Meg says, hi from Colorado, just down south. Can't wait for your new book. Nathan says, I made quite a few things from baking yesterday. The wacky cake is the best. LPS for the win says, hi from the UK. Good evening. Blue Star. Scoop waffle over a hot cup of coffee. That's a good idea. But anyway, Blue Star, that's a very good idea. Thank you so much for that 5 Blue Star. The Honest Way Cookbook by Adrian F. Lund. Oh my God, this is a great community cookbook. Nia says, I just wanted to say I really enjoy your content, and whenever I'm having a bad brain day, I rewatch your vids. Thank you, Nia. I appreciate that. Truly. But here on page 87, look here. Isn't it nice that you get to read this time? The world's best sugar cookies. Now that is quite the title. When you have the gumption, the gonads, the balls to call something the world's best sugar cookies in a cookbook, you're asking for us to bake this evening. Moist, ugh, Dylan needs to do a joint stream with tasting history. That line that you typed ended with joint, so all I read is Dylan needs to do a joint. I was like, no, that Colorado's down south. Wyoming's a little bit farther north. But here, take a look. Now, can you see what makes this interesting? You might be able to tell. So this is from Mrs. John R. Smucker. Um, Notice how even in 1981, people took the names of their husbands. So this lady's name was not John, but her husband's name was. And notice that's all of these gals. All of these gals, Mrs. Lester, Mrs. Irvin, whoever had the unfortunate name of continued on the next page, brackets too, that's a terrible name. But yeah, this is Schmucker. So we might get schmucked. Monroe Robin says, hi, I love your content, and so does my mom. So I asked you a question. I asked what might make this interesting. And the interesting thing about this is actually the fact that the fat is divided. You say, what does that mean? I said, I'll tell you. The fat is normally you're going to have an oil or you're going to have a solid. Your solid is going to be like your Crisco or your lard. You can have butter, which is not pure fat. Oil is pure fat, lard is pure fat, shortening is pure fat, butter is like fat and partway water. This was very interesting because it has oleo, short for oleomargarine, which we call margarine, and it also has oil. So it has both of them. So here's a cookie that uses oil, which one is very, very interesting. And two, it also has an additional butter. So this is going to be very peculiar. Luna Lizzie says to warm up cold stroop waffles, place them on your cup of coffee or tea. I suppose you could also use it as a coaster, but maybe that would be so interesting. I don't know how this is managed to be stuck here. This is absolutely incredible, the amount that this is stuck. Oh my God. Give me 1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties. Let us continue. I just fixed it. All righty. So the only instructions that were given here, I'm going to show you if I understand. This is why they mirror things, because it makes it a whole lot easier. Here's the first instruction. Mix and roll in the balls. You got to love community cookbooks. It doesn't even tell you, I write my cookbooks with such care, but back in the day, they just said, have at it, buddy. Go hog wild. You'll get it somewhere. Monroe says, love your content, Luna Lizzie. Yes, I understand that. Shamisa says, history student here. Love nerd representation. Yeah, baby. Model newbie. Thank you for the 2. Hello, adorable human. Thank you most kindly. You know what I love the most about the Terry King? Thank you for the 10. Let us continue. Yeah, baby. Woo! Okay, I'm excited because we're baking cookies. So let's grab out here. And you say, Dylan, I can't see what's going on. Oh, you can? Yeah. Who's struggling this evening? Krypton 1981, thank you for the 99. The audio distorts a bit when you get loud. Oh, yes, so maybe I should just not yell. Most things distort when you get loud. I mean, the vocal folds themselves distort when you get loud. That whips hard. Dylan packing the mic. Yeah, look, I'm sorry. Exceeding microphone limits. I'm just gonna. I'll be careful next time. Just remind me not to get too excited. I just inhaled that. Props to me. Give me a W in the chat for not coughing. Never mind. So we are having everything here because this recipe originally is based off of 5 cups of flour. I don't know about you, but that's going to make a lot of cookies. I'm not very interested in having, potentially 42 dozen cookies that aren't good. Now, I know Mrs. John Schmucker says that these are the world's best, but this is on page 87 of an obscure community cookbook from 1981. I don't have the most faith. I have some faith, but I'm having these. So that's what we got. Brianna says, love the ingredients name like moo juice. Thank you so much. Dracon Fire says, how would I go about sending you recipes digitally? Here's the thing. Digital world. So right now I'm just putting some a half stick of butter. This is salted butter. I always use salted butter. This is a half cup, also known as one stick, which is a quarter pound. Are you confused yet? Yeah. A stick of butter is a half cup of butter is a quarter pound of butter. I mean, come on, it should be simple to grasp. In this digital world, I can barely keep up with my own friends and family. So I tend to not answer DMs. First of all, because things have gone downhill since AI. Oh my God. I'm getting messages from Barack Obama. I'm getting messages from Richard Nixon, who died quite a while ago. Bon Jovi, but it's the instead of a J, it's G. So I am intentionally very, very hard to get a hold of. If people want to get a hold of me, I write them back, but I make them write to me with the United States Postal Service, who I love, by the way. So I have my PO box, which is in my bio on my Facebook page. If you're so inclined, I do open things. I do respond. It takes a while, like a while. Like if you want a response in a week, don't write to me. But I do have a PO box. All right, let's see what's coming in for the super chats. Thank you, Terry King. We have a 5 from Foul Rot. Says your videos are the reason I started baking. It started with me making fluffies, like the strawberry fluffies. Really good recipe with my kids, and now I bake all kinds of things. Why, thank you. Love from Australia. World's best, huh? We'll see. I know. Cal Fire says, I am confused. I was too. And then you finally get up close with a man, and you're like, things are different. Maybe I'm not going to have a wife, Cheers for the snail mail. Wow, Nixon hasn't been with us since 94. Arm514 says, got your first cookbook for Christmas gifts? Oh, why, thank you. Make cookies. Use your strong ingredients of choice. Well, hold on, because this recipe gives us no instruction. So I'm going to read it. Mix and roll into balls. That's all it is. The ingredients are given. Half cup of powdered sugar, half cup of white sugar, half cup of oleo, 1 egg, teaspoon of vanilla, half cup of cooking oil. So we've got a half cup here. I'm going to add in a half cup of the white sugar. We're gonna cream this first. If you're given a list of ingredients without in a method, it's very good to learn the typical stages of things, which starts with creaming, which is your sugar and your fats. If it's oil-based, you whisk together your oil and your sugars and your eggs. This is a wild card because we've got butter and oils. But you always start with the fats and your sugars. Then typically you beat in your eggs. And then you combine all of your dry ingredients. And you also have if there's also a liquid like milk, you would have your combined dry ingredients, your milk, you would add them in tandem, alternately. Those two words are tricky. Alternately, so as to not break the batter by getting it too thin or too so stiff as to, deflate all of the air that you worked so hard to get into your dough or your batter. And then you would add in your mix-ins. So here, this is a bit interesting because we've got butter and oil. So we're in uncharted territory here from Mrs. John Schmucker. Oh, let's take a look at the supers. Una segundo, por favor. Okay. Arm says, got your first cookbook? Why, yes, I read that. The only reason, says Scott, I'm not pre-ordering your new cookbook is that I already did. Oh, Scott, thank you. Susan says, I put my orders in for Mother's Day. Your next cookbook? Why, thank you. Jack said a 5. Thank you, Lamp. How are you, the fun uncle, fun aunt, wise brother-in-law, and baking crazy aunt? By the way, I came out as trans and gay. Orpheus Wren, congratulations. It's like waking up to a brand new day. Thank you, Bananas. I don't know. I was born into the body that I identify as, So in my mind, I can't really judge. You know why? Yep. I liken it to this. You ever seen someone so attractive, like in the airport or in the store, that's another that is another person's like partner? That is wanting for something you can't have. And that's how I envision things like this. That's actually no. This comparison doesn't work at all. I just described lust. How about a description and a definition of lust? How's that for you? You didn't ask it. I don't know where I was going there. Um. Oh. Anyway, Dylan, are you okay? No, you should have seen me last night. Hello from Australia, St. Jazzy Mom. Why, thank you, my friend. When will you do your cookbooks in ebooks? They are in ebooks, as a matter of fact. They're available as Kindles. Now, envy. Envy is very similar to lust, but the two mostly come together. If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is B. Dylan Hollis. This evening, we're baking from an old 1981 cookbook called The Amish Way by Adrian F. Lund. And we're baking a recipe called the World Best Sugar Cookies, which is a very interesting recipe because one, it's pretty ballsy to call something the world's best sugar cookies. And it's a peculiar one because instead of just using, butter and sugar like you would expect, this uses butter, sugar, but also oil. So right now I'm starting by creaming together my sugar and my butter. I understand why people use mixers and stand mixers. It does make sense. However, I have too much fun with a wooden spoon. Bobby says, baked something from your cookbook and didn't become a structural material like my baking usually does. Bob Hunt, Holt, Bob Holt. Why, thank you, Bob. That's high praise. Helen says, hi, Dylan. How am I? Helen, I'm doing quite fine, as a matter of fact. Okay, why don't we move this up just a little bit? Oh my God, don't you love that I can do this? That's crazy. I love your videos. I made the ice cream bread recipe for Thanksgiving last year. Huge hit. Love from Philadelphia. I love Philly. I really do, Helen. Dylan, you're adorable, says Orpheus Wren. Why, thank you. Thank you. You describe my envy, good man. Robert Decker says, would you ever do a book with fan sent recipes? I would. It would be a fun one, though. It would be if my publisher ever allowed me to do like a low stakes, whatever low stakes is, but like, wouldn't it be cool to see a modern cookbook like these old community cookbooks? Wouldn't that be fun? Like just a spiral bound collection of recipes, but not the whole budget of photographers, not the whole budget of this left, right, and center. I would love to do one of those. I mean, nostalgia's in, honey. I think that would be so fun. I really do. Lee Con the Great says this stream is deeper than sugar cookies. Yet it is sugar cookies. You're extremely entertaining. You are legit for having a P.O. box. You know the thing that scared me last night and why I wasn't okay last night? It was because I realized that I've been doing this for 5 years. And I realized that I turned 30 this year. And I was like, whoa. Back in my day, I had the cognizant thought at 15 that, oh, I'm still young. If I double my age, I'm just 30. If I double my age now, I'm 60, which in 2025, 60 is the new 40. And I'm not just saying that to appease 60-year-olds. It is true. If we go back 200 years, we wouldn't have made it to 40. 60 is great now, but it's just putting things into perspective. As a matter of fact, back in my day, look, I was born 1995. Community Classics cookbooks, yeah, man. Marl P says, I was confused for a second, but I forgot there are some people who live in the past to me. So this is what creaming looks like. Our types of creaming. If you're looking for the shadier variety, you're on the wrong site. But this is properly creamed together butter and sugar. Now it should be a bit fluffier, but one, this is Walmart butter, and I don't know what they feed their cows, so it's a bit stiff. And two, it is freezing in this kitchen right now because it is very windy outside. And to say that my house is drafty is to say the least. But we've creamed together a half cup of white sugar and creamed together a half cup of oleo. But we've actually used butter because I care about you guys. Let's have a church lady cookbook. Yeah, baby, Sweep sent £5. Thank you, Sweep. I appreciate that. You'd be the same age as my dad. Ooh! Susan says, I'm celebrating my 39th anniversary of... I love that. Susan says, I'm celebrating my 39th anniversary of being 21. I love that so much, Susan. Thank you, darling. Conquer says, have you tried grilled cheese with peanut butter? Grilled cheese with peanut butter? What? No. Model Noopy says, I'm convinced you're the modern 1950s housewife. Oh, Well, if I was the modern 1950s housewife, I wouldn't be allowed out of my bedroom because look at this. I got a sty. Oh, I hate styes so much. Styes are all right. You can go out in public with a sty. I was talking to the same gentleman I was talking to yesterday, and I was like, "Dude, I got a sty. This sucks." And he was like, "Oh, I know. Tell me about it. I just got over pink eye." And I was like, "Brother, let me tell you one thing. Sty is one thing. Pink eye, on the other hand, is quite a different thing. Pink eye is indicative of the fact that the doo-doo, has gone onto your hands and then transferred to the eyes. If you've got pink eye, now kids, we all get it. I'm not a kid, but I'm sympathizing with kids. Kids get pink eye. Adults with pink eye, that's a different thing entirely. So, yeah. Oh boy, baby. Salem says, "Hi, Dylan. I just wanted to say, keep up the great work. Huge fan here. I need to watch more of your content." What the? You're not supposed to be advertising for me. Why, thank you. Yeah, stink eye. It's a whole other thing. So we've just creamed. If you missed it, I'm sorry. Don't worry, I'm a guy, so it won't take long to do it again because we also have, I'm talking about baking, powdered sugar and cooking oil. So this is very interesting. She gives no instructions. Powdered sugar, white sugar, butter, eggs, vanilla, cooking oil. Typically, you mix things in the order listed if they don't give you anything. But I think I'm gonna go with an egg. No. What do I do? We'll beat in the egg, then we'll get the powdered sugar and then the cooking oil. Or do we treat the cooking oil as a liquid? Perhaps we treat let's treat the cooking oil as a liquid. No, because it's a fat. I can't do that. That'll make a very strange emulsion. I'm making an executive decision. Un momento, por favor. Eduardo says, "Hi from northern Mexico." Eduardo, why, thank you, my friend. Orpheus says, "Grilled cheese with peanut butter and pickles is epic." And now you just added the pickles. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Also, can you tell me, is it really annoying that I look up here for the chat? I don't think it's that annoying, right? It's not like I'm doing this. I don't know how like proper streamers do things. It's kind of hard. What about pineapples? Well, it's the baking guy, but live. Nah, it's fine. Janine says, "No, it's fine. Not annoying." Why, thank you, says Mechanical. It's all right. I bet a penny that the oil is a substitute for an egg. Well, in this day and age, I'm in the wrong profession. Have you seen the price of eggs? Jason says, "I tell people all the time, if you have pink eye, you were doing one of two things. You're not washing your hands after going to the bathroom, or you you have your face all up in someone's dirty." Yeah, you're right. Loon Ember says, "Did you see my 10 super chat?" I'm quite sure I do. I haven't been missing anything. Quinn says, "Single gay welder here, just turned 30. Love your cooking." Why, thank you, Quinn. Here's the good thing. If you ever fear that I've missed a super chat, the great thing is that if you go to my channel, you'll see that they're always there. They don't expire, which I'm so thankful for. Because on TikTok, I'm baking and I'm doing these things. So if you ever send something and you fear that I miss it, understand I will read it and I'll read your message. But sometimes if I miss it on the stream, it just means I'm reading it afterwards in my bed with a cup of tea as I go over the stream. So I do apologize. It's hard out there. It's hard out there. Hannah says, "My dad was born in Pearl Harbor, and I mentioned your recipes, and he doesn't have good memories." Baking yesteryear is my first cookbook that I bought last year, says Charzican. "The peanut butter bread is my favorite so far." Oh, you're annoying enough. Eduardo, stop it. Stop it. By the way, for those who enjoyed baking yesteryear, do know that Baking Across America, it's in the description of the live. She comes out in May, honeys. She comes out in May. I just kept hearing you talking about doo-doo. Vex, look, we were having a conversation. I burped really loudly. You ever burped and it kind of hurt? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Dylan, I'm actually making stuffed peppers. Woo! If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is Dylan Hollis. You said, "Dylan, what you doing here?" We are baking. It's a Sunday night. So I don't know if you're still doing some maybe you're doing some chores. Maybe you're just chilling out on your couch. Just, leave the stream on. Go about your business, cleaning things up, listen to us bake. Right now, we're just adding a half cup of powdered sugar to a half cup of butter and a half cup of normal sugar. So Hendrik says, "Hi, Dylan. Love your YouTube shorts. Have you heard of Black Russian cake?" No, I have not. It's a yellow cake with Kahlua. Whoa, that sounds good. Kahlua reminds me of your figgy pudding. Oh, that sounds really good. It's Haley says, bought both your cookbooks, tried sand cake and loved it. The sand cake from baking yesteryear is incredible. I love that recipe so much. Also, if you see a bug flying around, you can blame Frank. Frank has fungus gnats. Okay, this was a bad idea. This is powdered sugar. Oh, actually, we can still add our liquid ingredients. Powdered sugar is not going to hurt the creaming process. So we're adding 1 egg, half cup of powdered sugar. This is just a strange recipe. You ready for a live eggie? You ready for this? Let's go. You're gonna get a live eggie right now. Crystal says you're awesome. We love your videos. In this crazy world right now, your humor is much appreciated. Oh, it is a crazy world. I'll tell you what. I don't know what's going on. And I'm not even talking about politics. I I feel like by the time Christmas arrives, if things keep going the way they're going, this is going to cost more than a bar of gold. The chickens, I'm surprised people aren't stealing chickens, like in the dead of the night, jumping over your neighbor's fence and stealing birds. That's crazy. Anyway, we're gonna get a live egg. You ready? 3, 2, 1, egg. That was a good one. That was a good one. That just cost me $20. That just cost me $20, baby. Someone did steal chickens. She's getting a felony charge. Oh my goodness, really? They called millions of chickens last year due to illness. Oh, KGK Skull says, hi Dylan, do me a favor. Look up Love Cop. It is adorable. Also, your cowboy cookies have me addicted. If you're making me look up something right now that I shouldn't be looking up, aw, yeah, it's a little demon. Oh, I like it. It's just a little demon thing. I love cow. Do you want to see? I forget now that I have my phone here, so I can actually show you. It's a cute little thingy. If you hear drips, sorry, I had Taco Bell. I'm joking. You're right above the sink. Maybe you're getting some ASMR. Look at this. A little face. Kind of creepy, kind of not. But my vegan doesn't have to worry about that. It's true. Ebo says, my friend regrets showing me your videos because now every month I turn up with some new deranged confection. Oh, Abo JNR, thank you for the £5. Dan says, hi Dylan, you've helped me incredibly after having a stroke. I'm so sorry for that, Dan. I still struggle to understand speech, but your voice is uniquely difficult, and listening to you over and over has been a great help. 1, I'm sorry. 2, I'm glad you're on the up and up. 3, I don't know if that was a compliment. Dan, my voice is uniquely different. Oh, brother. I do. I mumble and I speak too fast, but truly, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Avery, hi Dylan. Have you considered doing a short video on candied cranberries? No, but maybe I should. Dwayne says, all I want to do is direct SpongeBob the musical with you as Squidward. Let us, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We're making what is purported to be the world's best sugar cookies, which we're not too convinced here on the B. Dylan Hollis Kitchen stream. Right now, I'm mixing everything together. I don't think there's any eggy shell in here, but in this bowl currently, we have a half cup of butter. We have a half cup of sugar. We have a half cup of powdered sugar, and we have an eggie. So right now, this is an unusual consistency. It's not like a typical cream consistency. See, it's got a bit of a rubbery nature to it. It's weird because of the powdered sugar right now. Salty Sea Witch said a 5, said, got a copy of your first book for myself and 1 for the library. Thank you. Plan to do the same with your next one. Salty Sea Witch, I very much appreciate that. Myra says, love your content, love joining, and while you're baking and I'm getting baked. Hey, baby. Artemis sent a 10. Thank you, Artemis. I appreciate that. What are we moving on to, folks? So we did the egg. You got the Nilla. Here's the thing. It's asking for a half cup of cooking oil. Half cup of cooking oil would break this right now. This is the consistency right now. It would break it. If we added a half cup of oil to this, I don't know. This is why I normally do lives mirrored. That would break this. It would be a bit of a slurry. I think we're going to add in the oil alternately with the dry ingredients. We're just going to go for it. Darren said, just pull 2 loaves of pan de champagne out of the oven. Fantastic. I don't even know what that is. Champagne bread? And I'm having a hard time not eating one of the loaves with a mini wheel of camembert. Mr. Barrett, 1, you got a cool surname. The Barretts are really cool back home in Bermuda. They're the makers of our ginger beer. And 3, I like your taste. I like your style. Adrian Parker says, hi, Dylan. I wanted to thank you for getting me back into cooking with your first cookbook. I love to bake apples. Thank you so much. Every now and then, I'm really surprised at the reach that Baking Yesteryear had. We were on the New York Times bestsellers list for 14 weeks. I can only wish for an inkling of that success with cookbook number 2. Truly. Mike Sterling says, a friend of mine introduced me to your videos about 2 years ago. I've been following you ever since, and we quote you on the daily. Mike, thank you for the 10. Chris McCarty says, there's no way you were cooking sober. I am, yes. Tony says, good evening, B. Dylan Hollis. How's the Continental running? Tony, 465, the Continental is probably very upset. For those of you who don't know, I daily drive a 1963 Cadillac, which is on the cover of Baking Across America. I daily drive that. But I have also a 78 Lincoln Continental Mark V. Tony, it has been in storage because, as Tony will tell you, Continentals, though they had a factory delete option for the vinyl top, they all came with vinyl tops, which is a padded vinyl top. So imagine like a leather sofa, but on top of a car. Terrible. So it's currently in storage. It hasn't been started. The exhaust got holes in it, upsettingly, and the vacuum reservoirs for the pop-up headlights are actually doing pretty good because if you've got bad vacuum reservoirs, if you turn off the car, the headlights open up. They look at you. If you've got pretty good ones, after 2 days, they'll slowly drop. Mine don't drop for about like 3 weeks, which is really good. Anyway, I am rambling. I'm so sorry. Bossy Bottom driving a pink car checks out. Why does everyone assume? Chris. James says, my wife loves your video. Thank you, James. Katie Rutledge says, I have major eggnog for the last 2 Christmases. Never go back to the store. Thank you, Katie. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Mustavo Dragon, I brought your first book. Gotta get your second. Now a chance to see you live and even donate. So great. Mustavo, you're not supposed to be thanking me. I love doing these things, and it means a lot that you've donated. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. All you needed to do was to pick up the second book. You don't need to go hog wild. I'm joking. I appreciate it. Thank you. We come and we go. The drunken wino says Trump deported him back to Bermuda. Oh, he said Trump deported him back to Bermuda. Do I know how these things work? No. Like I said, look, you give me a little leeway. No, give me a little, cut me a little slack, I'm supposed to say. This is the first time I've ever done a stream not on a phone. Come on, you got to hand it to me. That's pretty good. First time doing a stream not on a phone is pretty good. Will these live streams be weekly? No, but they're pretty weak. Baking can help your health. Yes, Stan. Ryan says, Papa Hollis is gone. Quick, someone bake. Thank you, Slid. From Christy in Havana, Arkansas. Why, thank you. William says, regarding the photography in your cookbooks, did the publisher arrange for the photographer? Were there more than one photographer for each book? Thanks. I always look forward to your videos. That's a really good question. I'm sweating now. Whew. I went offline. I started sweating. I said, whoo. Maybe that's how you know that I'm supposed to be in show business, because I take that stuff seriously. Woo! I'm sweat. For the first book, there was one photographer. Oh my God! Now I look like a Gen Z. For the first book cookbook, there was one photographer. For the second cookbook, there was also one photographer. Miss Mackenzie Smith Kelly, phenomenal photographer, truly. And I spent so long finding a photographer that I wanted. And a photographer, understand, Baking Across America was an undertaking. We literally traveled across the United States. This is the map with all of the cultural capitals that you'll see. And when I'm telling you that we took pictures, now you're going to see this. Don't tell Penguin Random House, but like for photographers, you go into a studio, you shoot baked goods. For us, we were shooting in Seattle. We were shooting in Yellowstone. We were shooting in, Illinois, Missouri, Nebraska, Kansas, Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia. But I mean, it was all over. So finding a photographer willing to do something like that took a lot of effort. Magic Peanut Butter Cookie says, Celestin is a source of happiness. Thank you for the New Zealand 10. Viltrikin, that's a hard name to pronounce. Trash Jones says, proud to say that as of 5 minutes ago, I finally got around to ordering bacon yesterday. Why, thank you. You guys are turning this into an advertisement for myself. Stop. Anyway, we're back. We must continue. Duolingo in the chat. There is not Duolingo in the chat, is there? Wait, oh no, that was just someone's name, Duolingo. My dad went to get the milk, but he got almond milk. Will he come back or not? I would actually laugh if that actually was Duolingo. That would be really funny. I'm not that famous. Favorite jazz pianist? Why? Red Garland. Red Garland. You should look up the track Red Garland, Trouble in Mind. I liked him because he has that locked hands sound, which is a very unique sound. I wonder if, okay, we're gonna see if we can do this. The locked hand sound. Come over to me, Daddy. Woo! Can we go? Can you follow me? Come on, this way. Let's go. Hold on. Just go away. We're gonna turn you all the way around. I mean, I have to show you locked hands. So bye. See you later. You're gonna see yourself in 1,000. You're gonna see the hand sanitizer. You're gonna see the piano. Anyway, locked hands. Move this thing out of the way. It's a very specific sound. So this is locked hands is playing the chords, playing the melody an octave apart, but then filling in all of the chords per chord change. So it would be, oh. Red Garland did it very loosely. Anyway, let's go back around. Let's go. Noise canceling. Yeah, I know. So that was a great example of what would happen if you had someone who couldn't hear anything. The mic was cutting out. Yeah, this is it's like if someone had a presentation for like a very important presentation, and only after the presentation did they realize that they didn't have any pants on. Look, I'm a man with a sty in my eye, and I'm a man who obviously doesn't know how to wash. Oh, that was really embarrassing, but we're gonna move past it. You may have answered this before, but kindly share the story behind the cow skull above the fridge. The fruit cookies are very good. Forget that ever happened. Forget that ever happened. We might try it again. But there's noise canceling on this microphone, which is really annoying. Oh, onto the cookies. Yes. Anyway, we'll continue. The story with the cow skull up yonder. My very, 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 very close friend and confidant, Jane Ryan, was once my next door neighbor, and worked for the government, and found this on some land. It's a cow skull, and simply just gave it to me. It was like, normally you were like, "Hi, would you like some cookies? Hi, would you like some? No, would you like a cow skull?" And I said, yeah, I would. And Angus has been up there ever since. So yes, that's real. It's from my neighbor. You can even see some buckshot in there. Am I going to flash us today? Says Orpheus Wren. No, but after the embarrassing deal with the piano, I don't know. There a lot remains to be seen. Let us continue. We're moving on to the Nilla. We got to do some Nilla here. All right, the obvious answer. Let's continue. Lady Nilla. Oh, waiting for a stream where we know the recipe ahead of time and we bake along with you. I know. To tell you, when we got this idea, we didn't expect TikTok, the platform where I started it all. Didn't expect that to get banned, and then TikTok lives not to work, and then have to try YouTube for the first time. Lady Melon, you saw obviously a few seconds ago that I do not know how to live stream. So we're going to continue. Rococo Toad says, I think you should flash us. No, we're going to continue with a little bit of Nilla. Anko says, so I took you saying in a video a while back for me to realize you were Bermudian. Then it hit me, and my cousins confirmed that you guys were classmates. Love from the Wojo's stateside. What? My cousins? Anko Curaven? Yes. I went to school with Bryce. I went to school with Rory. Yeah. Absolutely. Bryce was in my year, and Rory was younger. Absolutely. That's wild. That is wild. Diabetic cookbook? I don't think cookbooks can even eat sugar. Put some Nilla in there. Hi, Dylan, says Pure Dragoon Eyes. I'm in hospital now. Your recipes help. Oh, I'm so sorry. Something. Sorry, that was a good joke. We just added some. We added this in. I'm going to continue. Do not worry. Seattle Strong flips desk. Yeah, says that's goose. Cardrag, hi Dylan. Kentucky here. Been baking everything you make for my family. Everyone loves it. I hate spoon bread too. I'm glad because normally, your spoon bread is a southern thing, man. And I burped. I'm so sorry. Everyone seems to like it down there, but it's got a very interesting consistency. Anyway, we're going to continue here. Catherine, you are correct with regards to pink eye. But most often, pink eye is direct, like hand to eyes of feces. Bake some music. Why are you single? Chris, I'm single because I don't know how to show you guys that I play music properly because my mic was muted. I'll get over this. Right, I'm nursing my wounds. Okay, Dwayne, thank you for the $1.99. Mike Ike says, I love the new camera. You should keep the live streams available for those who can't always make it live. I wonder here's the thing: when this gets uploaded as a video, what's going to happen to that period when we went down? That's a curiosity. Like, will that just be a pause? I'm literally curious, and I'm asking you because I don't know. Not again, says Bermuda. Found a different variation of the recipe in the 1946 cookbook. If you're just tuning in, welcome. We're making the world's best sugar cookies. Currently, we're combining some dry ingredients for the world's best sugar cookies, which include 2.5 cups of flour. So that's a half cup. That's 1 cup. No, I do not sift my flour. Just a hiccup happens on YouTube all the time. Spoon bread in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. The only spoon bread I found I liked was the way Virginia does it. 1 cup, 1.5 cups, 2 cups, 2.5 cups. Still a lot of flour. Caden says it should actually just skip forward to the end of the hiccup if you keep it archived. Oh, good. You didn't go down on my stream. Oh. He said I didn't go down on anyone's stream. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Fear in Blackwood says, hi from Tasmania. Nice to finally talk to you. The live Eggy and Nilla were great, but can you get a live when you mix? Sure. Jackson says, my Guido uncle has now picked up baking because of you. Are you serious? He makes hot beef for people he hates. Oh, thank you, Jackson. I appreciate that. Chuck Brinker says, "Thank you for entertaining way of cooking. Thanks for you and your entertaining way of cooking. I've made so many of your recipes. My mom and girlfriend bought me each a copy of your cookbook. Love the Instagram reels. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you most kindly. How we doing? Is your tort game on point? No, my tort game is not on point. Where are we going to continue? Okay, yes, that's not the right one. Sorry, I keep whack. Do you get whiplash whenever I do that? I'm sorry. Opera singer in Australia. Please do more accordion. Sure, truly. I'm going to. I'll fix the mic thing, and then we'll whip out the accordion. Cobalt, what are your favorite funny city names? Like my home of Indiana has like French Lick, South Bend, and Santa Claus. Those are pretty good ones. Um, I talk about this actually. I talk about this in Baking Across America. You're getting a look here. So hold on. I need to find the page for page 59. It's Pennsylvania. For me, Pennsylvania has some wild names, and I do know them, but I want to the order. The order is very important for me. Whether traveling through intercourse, blue ball, or the community of fertility. This part of Pennsylvania is ripe with titillating towns that are as unorthodoxly orthodox as the baked goods their Amish residents churn out. There you are. I have missed your baking and your silliness. Yes, I can. I do know what I wrote in my own book, but I do not know where I put my glasses that I need to read properly. You should see the size of the text on the computer. Love Anime for Life says, "Have missed you baking and your silliness." Well, we're here. Chris Mercury, hey man in chat, nice muscles. Let us continue. Oh my god, I'm having so much fun actually talking to you guys. It's hard to talk to you guys on like TikTok lives, but I need to get back to actual baking. I'm so sorry if you're getting frustrated. If you are, I say, look, this is my kitchen. Some people do live streams for like 2 hours at a time. I ain't gonna do that. Okay, let's move on. We have our 2.5 cups of flour. We need half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of cream of tartar. I can do that. Oh my god. Cream of tartar is a very interesting thing. It has a chemical name potassium bitartrate. It's basically just an acid. This is Watkins cream of tartar. It's potassium bitartrate. It gives an acid. You know, baking soda needs an acid. Although, don't let people tell you baking soda will rise and has a bit of a reaction. It's activated on heat alone. It's about 30%. Baking soda's leavening power. You'll get about 30% of the action combined with an acid as you would without one. That was a very terrible way to say that. If you just use baking soda without an acid, you'll still get some rise, but it's about 30% of the full 100% that you get combined with an acid. It's very minimal. Jim Rayner says, "Will you play more Fallout-related songs on your piano? Love the shorts." Thank you, Jim. Yes, I need to fix my camera. I need to fix the microphone. Hi, Dylan. Love your videos and hope you're doing well. Thank you, Monster Jam Fan 2002. We need a half cup of this. How did I publish? It's a proper cookbook. It's from Penguin Random House, you know. We are professional, you and I. I say we because it's our cookbook, because without you, I wouldn't have a bloody cookbook. Did I already put this in? Did I already put? I can't tell. I was holding it up. You have to remind me. Cosmo said I'm very nearsighted. One trick I found helpful when trying to find glasses to look through my phone camera to find my glasses. Oh my goodness. That is a good idea, but I'm not that nearsighted. Ubu says, Minnesota. No. Okay, thank you. Minnesota headlines at one point read, "Fertile woman dies." Okay, I didn't put it in. Thank you. Ubu 102 says, a Minnesota headline at one point, we were talking about strange named towns. The headline read, "Fertile woman dies in climax on way to Moorhead." If that's a real story, then that's funny. Moorhead being a town, climax also being a town. Silver Raven says, "Happy to see you early this time. Can't wait until I get your new book. Love you. You're the reason I'm trying to get into baking. Made maple cookies for the first try. 14 out of 60 survived." Thank you, Silver Raven. Okay, let's put in a half teaspoon of cream of tartar. You say, "Dylan, what is cream of tartar?" I have no idea. Next up, I'm joking. It's an acid. It also gives a very unique texture to cookies. If you're a fan of the snickerdoodle, for example, snickerdoodles rely heavily on cream of tartar. Rely heavily on cream of tartar. Normally, they have a ridiculous amount of cream of tartar. Custom says, "My I suggest for your next chat, invite a friend that reads the chat while you bake. Might be helpful with forward progress." You know, you might be right. You might be right. Okay, here's one thing. Okay, we're gonna make a pact. Speak amongst yourselves for like 5 minutes until I get this all combined. No super chats. Don't send any super chats because let's assemble these cookies. Let's do a let's sprint. Think of this like a relay race. We're gonna sprint for a few minutes and then we'll come back. Ashton says, "Hi Dylan. Oh my god. Eggnog pie recipe back in December for my coworkers. Glad they loved it. Such a good recipe. Thank you, my boy." Okay, my friend. I don't know why I called you a boy. That was a half teaspoon of salt. We need a half teaspoon of soda. Where's my soda? Hello? Soda. Where's my soda? Oh my gosh. I lost the stuff. Oh, here it is. Half teaspoon of soda goes in. Now, when you combine all of your dry ingredients, it's a really good idea. I had to Cosmonaut. Thank you for the $2. This is it's a good idea to disperse this because if you just add the dry ingredients in, you're going to have one clump with a lot of soda and one clump with a lot of without a lot of soda. So it's good to disperse this. Look, product placement, although it's not actually product placement. For all of those, you're like, you disclose that you're advertising. Like, no, it's my book, darling. It's my own book. It's that area where it's allowed. You know, if I was an artist YouTuber and I was, promoting my art, that's not advertising. Now, will that change? Probably. Capitalism has a funny way like that. I needed this. Hi from Oklahoma. Okay, we need a half cup of oil. So this here is the really interesting part. So this is why we're doing it. It's boring that you're making sugar cookies. This is a recipe called the world's best sugar cookies, and it uses equal parts oil and butter, which anyone who's a baker out there, that's pretty unusual. Normally, these are both canola oil, do not worry. Normally, if you choose your fat, also, look, I'm being a bad baker. Whenever you measure liquid ingredients, you're supposed to put it on a counter so you know exactly, because when your eye level changes, so does your perception of how much is in the cup. So we're going to alternate. We're going to fold. Always fold with a spatula. Here we go. I shall not be bound by minor rules. Robert Decker. No. Foxy says, "I used to live in Moorhead." Remember when that headline came out? Oh my goodness. I remember when I came out. There's still some stuff on. Let's continue. So here's what's going to happen. This is very interesting. Normally, you do not alternate this with another fat, but we're going in here. Let's see how well this starts to shape up. Give me a second. I'm trying something out here. I'm trying a little something out. Oh, let's see. All right. Adding some oil in. This is so weird. Do you think Mrs. John Schmucker is onto something when she says the world's best sugar cookies? Because there's not much going on here. This is so much. We're gonna have to knead this, aren't we? Yeah, it's half the oil. Don't forget, I'm having this. I've had the amount of flour. Oh, this is too much. This is going to be a knead recipe. All right, we might not be able to incorporate all of this, although oil has a high saturation. It was Andy Warhol. Thank you, Kat. This is starting to become raggedy. Oh, okay, we'll be okay. If there's still piles of powder, I'm not supposed to re-add the oil, but I'm going to add all of this in. We're going to see what's going to happen. Orpheus says, "I remember when I came out, June 2024. Happy Pride." I was 24 when I came out. Did you ever do a video game baking across the decades cookbook, Dylan? I think it's a fun idea. No, I've never thought of that. Calliope says, "On the topic of strange towns names, there's a town in France called Condom. My dad has a photo in front of the Welcome to Condom sign before I was born." Oh, this is This is a very interesting consistency. Can we zoom into 8 times if we need to on our end? That's something we can't do in vertical mode. You can wait, you can? We can zoom in up to 8 times if we need on our end? Can you seriously? Overall, would you prefer if going forward we stuck to horizontal once I figure out the microphone thing? Would you prefer that? Riley says, a little weird to share this on the internet, but I struggle with depression and your videos help. They bring me such joy when I'm feeling low. Thank you. It's not weird. I struggled so much with that during coronavirus. I was talking to my furniture. I was so alone. I had just come out. Boy, what a wrong time to come out. And I got by that by speaking to folks like you on the internet. And you watched me learn how to bake. So as much as you're thanking me, I must thank you. It was a good time. I hope you're feeling better. Okay, this is a raggedy consistency. Look. Oh my God, I almost just put that all over my own sweater. This is a weird consistency. It smells all right. If this were all butter, it would smell even better, you know? If you hear a whistling in the background, that's my radiator. I'm sorry. Beat it in the halls. I bought my grandmother your first cookbook. She loved it. Had recipes she's tried as a kid. Chris, that's awesome. Okay, we're mixing this together. Yeah, this is going to be a knead recipe. We're going to get our hands. You ready for this? Let's preheat this oven. You can just ask if we want to get horizontal. Respecting the sprint, but on that note of capitalism demanding sponsorship, what would your dream sponsorship be with and why? Okay. There's one dream sponsorship, okay? Truly, there's one dream sponsorship, and it's going to be a weird one, and you're going to make fun of me, and no one's going to get it, okay? Absolutely no one at all is going to get this. Give me a second. I'd love to do a sponsorship with Velveeta, for one. I think that would be fun. Secondly, my favorite, I wonder if anyone will get this. Does anyone know the name of this type of stoneware? Kingo says, just got out of the shower after my car wash, had over 950 cars. That is a lot, King of ADHD. Thank you for the fiber. Does anyone know who makes this? T. Tharag is correct. T. Pilar is correct. So is Steph Reynolds. Port Miriam. Port Miriam, specifically the Botanic Garden collection. I love them so much. You say, Dylan, why do you love Port Miriam stoneware? All of my positive memories of childhood, of gathering around the table, were spent looking down at that. My grandmother, who's still with us, 94, Peggy Jane Hollis, who I dedicated Baking Yesteryear to, the love of my life. I love my granny so much. She had Port Miriam. She still does, Port Miriam stoneware, China. And going over there, doesn't matter if it was an after-school snack. It doesn't matter if it was dinner with Gramps, who I called Grampy. Didn't matter if, Grampy had just got things from the garden and we had brought that stuff outside. At every gathering, you don't think about it, but something as distinctive as those plates. Every meal you shared with the grandparents you loved could be distilled down to those simple prints on Port Miriam Botanic Garden collection. Now, that's the really in-depth, like, stoppy way of saying it. The other way is this: I just think it's cottagecore and it's great. Truly. Okay, so hold on. Someone said the tenor. But you can't just ask us if you want to get horizontally. That was a good one. Duck says, calm down, from my mom. Oh, thank you, Bruna Calypso, for the one, and Marlene for the buck. Okay, so here's the consistency we're getting at. I was worried, but this is starting to look like cookie dough, isn't it? Horizontal for us olds. Adore you, dearie. Thank you, Marcel Y. Look at this. Oh, what was that thumbs up? Oh, that was interesting. Who called him baking twink? I love that. I really do. The fondant freak says, "What recipe are you the most proud of? What is the most difficult recipe you have ever baked?" The recipe that I'm the most proud of. Thank you, Cat Harper, for the $5. National security. The National Security Agents. The NSA. Are you going to deport me? Thank you, Cobalt. Chantel says, that looked like a shaggy dough to me. Like when you make biscuits, right? Thank you, Chantel. Cottage core. By uranium glasses, Cobalt. You're right. Okay. This is it just doesn't smell as good. You see? Now here's the thing. It says roll into balls. I love balls. I love rolling them. I love doing all that. But typically for these doughs, you roll it into a sheet. Strange question, Dylan. What do you need most? You typed what do you dead most? So what do you dead most with your Ernest, your Cadillac? Car drag, you could either mean what do I need? What do I dead red? What do I dread the most? I'll try and answer your question because I've done that. I sent a really important email the other day with a terrible typo. For the Cadillac, what it needs the most is a new exhaust system, which I have from Waldron's Exhaust. That's what I need the most. That's what I dread the most is that that's going to fall off. What I love the most about my Cadillac is that it starts on a dime. Literally, I left that thing for 2 months. Can't handle this too much. I left that thing for 2 months over the winter, sub-zero, and it started on the dime. That's what I love the most about it. Doesn't matter. It just starts up. 1 second, I'm getting some parchment paper. I'm going to leave you unsupervised. Don't do anything. Don't do anything naughty. What do I love the most? Probably I love its startability. I love the fact that because Cadillac was so good in 1963 that it basically just acts like a modern car. Kylie writes in a buck. Thank you, Kylie. Sweep sent £10. Thank you, Sweep. Carjack. I meant dread. Ow, Carjack, you didn't have to do that because I assumed. What do I dread the most? Yeah, I do. I dread the exhaust. You should do a 3-hour stream and I would watch every second. Thank you, Frozen. Thank you, Alan. Roll the dough into balls. Roll the balls into sugar. Yeah, that's. How did you know? How did you know, Ellen? You're crazy. I dread that exhaust falling off, but also the hydromatic transmission. My 1963 Cadillac. I daily drive that thing, right? So I bought the 1963 Cadillac with less than 80,000 miles. I rolled that odometer over, honey. I rolled that thing over. I drive the daylights out of this Cadillac, okay? That hydromatic transmission has never been opened up. That's a 4-speed automatic transmission. 4 speeds in 1963, which anyone who knows cars would be like, it weighs as much as the car. It is such a complicated transmission that it's going to fail. It will. It will, and that's what I dread. True. Dylan, we're all dying to know which do you most can't the least? Yeah. Which do I cannot? Which do I most cannot the least? So, what do I most fail to do the least? How can I think of this? Fail to do the least. What do I most succeed? That's basically what it is, right? Staying out late. I'm older than your car. Pamela, Demon Drake says, hello to you, sir. Do you listen to any 50s and 60s rock and roll in my Cadillac? Yes, I do. Brian says, Dylan, as a gay with a boyfriend, you're my second favorite gay man. Oh, thank you. So, I used to listen. My Cadillac predates, it doesn't. It was just an expensive option. But my Cadillac comes with an AM radio. Now, AM radio these days is just typically talk radio. But back in the day, I want to say, if anyone's tuning in from like Northern Colorado, Fort Collins area, or Cheyenne, or in Laramie, Wyoming, out of Fort Collins was broadcast on KJMP. I think KJMP is now wrapped. By the way, we're rolling these into balls, and I'm dipping them into some powdered sugar. I should explain that. We are baking. Dragon Blood says, I'm not new to you. KJMP. KJMP used to broadcast rock and roll and oldies. Love it. Used to love it. They stopped. I don't know if it was 1410. Calliope says, love your videos. Also, I remember you said these sugar cookies are from an Amish community cookbook, but what year did you say the cookbook's from? This cookbook is from 1981. We're making the world's best sugar cookies. They say the rolling sugar, and then we'll flatten them with a glass. Dylan, I have a book for you. The Radiation Cookery book from 1945. I would love to give it to you. The Radiation Cookery book? That sounds so good. That sounds... If it's rare, I suggest you keep it. That's why I tell people never send me any like valuable, family heirlooms or stuff. Really, do not. But I have a P.O. box, which the address is on my Facebook page in my bio. You'll find my verified Facebook page. I have my P.O. box address in there, P.O. box 667. Oh my God, do the recipes from there. That would be so fun. Not granulated sugar. This is granulated sugar. Yes, this is baker sugar. It is granulated. Oh God. It's a microwave book. Oh yes, I know. Microwave cookbooks were called that. Burmy Boy 99 says, bro, thank you. Ever since I watched your videos, I can't stop saying Iggy, love from Bermuda. Burmy, thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Thank you most kindly. I wish I don't know. We just had our elections in Bermuda in February, and I wish I could be there. There are some countries that do not have absentee ballots, and we're one of them. But it was all right. What's the oldest recipe in my cookbook? So in baking yesteryear, we arranged it by the decades. Why don't you see what I'm doing here? In baking yesteryear, we arranged it by the decades. So they are thereby the oldest recipe was, sorry, I cannot read and talk. The oldest recipe is from 1900. Specifically, I believe one of the recipes were amalgamated between an 1899 and the 1903 recipe, which were probably some of the oldest ones. So yeah, 1900s. I have older cookbooks, of course. There was an old recipe. There was an old question, rather, that was asked a while ago that I never answered. And that question was, what recipe am I the most proud of? Now, in case you fear that I forget things, I don't. They just come back to me in very inopportune times. At least this one came back to me on the stream. The recipe I'm most proud of, there's one in Baking Across America, but I'm going to leave that for you to see in person. But if there's any bakers in here, and it's kind of the same for artists or any sort of creator. Got my baking yesteryear for Christmas. She loved it. Oh, thank you, comrade. The things you end up being the most proud of aren't necessarily the most complicated or like wild things to pull off or crazy ideas. They're the ones that you spent a good amount of time on, but they're simple and they're repeatable and replicable. When people talk about, a weeknight staple for a recipe, there are recipes that you guys probably cook for dinner, if you cook reliably, and they're probably not crazy hard, but boy, they're good. And for me, that recipe is the date bars in baking yesteryear. Those date bars are so good. Now they're kind of finicky because it's a crumble, it's a crumble base and it's a crumble top, but they're compacted, so it's a fun like date bar. However, it's difficult because you have to like brush egg wash on the top, which like unseats some of the crumbs. And I could have written it better. I've improved since then. I could have righted it. I could have righted it better. But even that, date bars, really good. Technically, the oldest baking yesteryear recipe is in the worst of the worst section, that being the roughage loaf from 1892. Very, very, very brazen and bold of you to assume that that's even considered a recipe. Because in the said head note, I mentioned how the roughage loaf allows you to feel the joys of childbirth on a whim. I do not consider it a recipe. I consider the roughage loaf a weapon. The roughage loaf, by the way, is constituted mainly of wheat germ. Terrible recipe. You're very smart, Lunember. Thank you. I ate an hour late. Sorry. Oh, have you ever tried cooking, baking family recipes? If yes, what was it? Oh, Aaron says my 8-year-old is totally hooked on your videos. Thank you, Aaron. Family recipes. No. My mother cooks. My granny cooks. My father cooks really, really good. No one in my family bakes. No one. So I really don't cook. Look, I'm a level with you. There are more people out here. I don't cook dinner for myself. I'm really bad. Really, really bad. When I have dinner, it comes from a can. It comes frozen. It comes fresh. But if it does, it comes from a restaurant or it comes from the drive-through. I I I made a New Year's resolution that I was going to stop telling white lies. And college, I never really learned how to cook. So I don't cook like a dinner. Like you're not gonna come home and see me cooking rice and chopping chicken and doing all of that, okay? Because I don't. It's really bad. Should I? Should I? Yes. Now, am I in the kitchen making things? Yeah. Yeah. You like meat pie? Sure. Baking? Sure. I always got fresh dessert. I'm always doing like in many ways, I'm doing the things that are more difficult, but I can't be doing both. But the bright side to that coin is it's something for me to learn later in life. Now we're doing the last cookie right here. So make the roughage loaf for your least favorite person. Yes, there you go. Okay. Okay. It's okay, Dylan. Do what suits you. It's okay. We're moving on. We're moving on. All right. This is the last ball. I'm going to tell you right now, these are not going to be easy to flatten. These are not going to be easy to flatten at all. Are you ready? Okay, hold on. You might hear some dripping. I'm so sorry. What do I do with the leftovers, says Marie? So recently, I've not been baking a whole bunch because, of course, all the recipe testing for baking across America is done. I'm back to only just weekly videos on the shorts. So if you think about it, I don't have that much baking going on. I always have cookies and whatnot. For example, when we were doing baking yesteryear and when we were doing baking across America, I would have so much baked goods. And baking yesteryear, it was all of my friends from college that I gave these trials and extras to. And this past summer, for baking across America, when I was recipe testing like madman, they went to the Naughty Pines Derby team for roller derby. Emily says, "Why did no one tell me we were live?" Welcome, Emily. Tina Hernandez says the world feels scary right now. You bring some joy. Well, thank you. Lady Hydrangea says, "I'm a professional pastry chef, and I just wanted to say you do amazing." Thank you so much. Jenna's a Lindemann, if you don't know what a pastry chef is, um, think about whatever the master tier rather of a baker is. It's like a master artisan baker, essentially. Brianna says, missed one of the cookies rolling in sugar. Did I? Oh my God, yes, I did. Let me check. I just double rolled that one, but this is the one that I missed. Thank you. I I should really do a collaboration with Max Miller. I should. Thank you so much. Anyway, let me try and zoom in here for you. Never mind. I cannot. No. Da, 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 da. We're gonna get down so you can see what's going on. Here you can see this is my torso. No, okay. So this is gonna be kind of hard. I think this is the glass that I was. This is not going to go well. These are going to stick. These are going to stick. There's nothing wrong with extra sugar on the baking tray. It doesn't burn unless you're doing this thing at like 500. But this is just to stop these things from sticking from the bottom. This is baker sugar, so it's really fine. Let's see. It says press with a glass dipped in white sugar. Yeah, it's a biscuit dough, so they're cracking. I'm not used to my sugar cookies cracking.
Do you think we continue? Found you when I was in a real bad place. Shelby, thank you. She's a stiff dough. There's a chance that John R. Schmucker expects these to crack. Depending on what you're into, everyone likes crack now and then. We should continue. We'll continue. Okay. We're talking about pepper. Okay. She says smush. This is a very unusual dough, so it's understandable. There's a lot, any like psychology majors in here or like logic majors in here. Oh my God, that was almost very bad. If there's any logicians in here, they'll understand that since this sugar cookie dough is like any other that I've seen, is unlike any other that I've seen, I should thus not expect it to behave like any other cookie dough, right? Isn't there a type of rule for that? There's so much fat in here that I don't think she wants these flattened all the way. There's no way she wants these flattened all the way. That would be crazy. Okay. Oh, Lynn says, my roomie brought your signed book for me for Yule. Oh, I'm so happy. Thanks for being you. You're very well. Oh my God, I'm so close to you. Sorry. This is like cinematic. Anyway, thank you most kindly. Hold on. Gentlemen and ladies, do I have your permission to bake these? These are our sugar cookies. Take a look at them. Someone says how drunk I am. Not drunk at all. Take a look at these sugar cookies. I always ask for your permission to bake. This is what we've done. We have executed these just as she's wanted. Permission granted. Let's go. Okay, here we go. These go in at 350. I'll set a timer. Don't send any super chat because I'm about to get up close to you. And I'm about to try and figure out the microphone thing, okay? Give me a second. I'm going to finish. The microphone's going to find out. Someone says, enhances, highlights your voice, filtering out other voices. Hold on. Voice focus. Someone says, music balance. Turns off to preserve the original audio. Okay, I wonder how this sounds. Oh my God, I almost knocked something. Does this sound any different? I don't know how this sounds. This might sound something different. I can't believe I caught the stream. Welcome. Brandon F says, thank you for being you, Dylan. Can't wait for your new book. Why, thank you. Someone says, sounds hollow. Oh, wow, yes. Better. Someone's much better? Someone says a deepy voice. Someone says, yes, sharper. Tell me if you hear the piano this time. So that's I do know how to play. That was the piano. Someone says piano good. Oh, much better. Well, fantastic. You can finally hear it. It took a while, didn't it? Yes, you're so good. Well, there we go. Someone asked if I could show them the accordion. And I think it's about time. If you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is B. Dylan Hollis. We do have cookies in the oven. We do. They're baking currently. So why don't I show you? Frank is doing all right. However, let me tell you, Frank has some fungus gnats. Yes, so if you see any bugs floating around, it's not me. It's Frank. Definitely can hear it now. You live stream? Congratulations. Come on, Frank, you lazy fish. Yeah, Frank is a little bit ill. Why don't we just say a little bit ill? Oh my God, that's not the one that I wanted. Oh my God. So I'm going to show you what occurs on the accordion. I'm sorry for the whiplash. I'm really sorry. I'm figuring it out. What's my P.O. box? I don't have Facebook. My name. You better have a pen. You ready? You better be typing. You can look it up on Facebook even if you don't have it. P.O. Box 667. P.O. Box 667, Laramie, Wyoming, 82073. P.O. Box 667, Laramie, Wyoming, 82073. Hi, Dylan, says Luke. Just found your channel a few weeks ago. My partner and I are major foodies too. Love your sense of humor. Why, thank you. So for those of you who don't know, the accordion is a very irritating instrument. It's very irritating, but it's also logical. So here is what a lot of people don't understand. It's this. This right here, it's called a Stradella bass system. So you see these different rows, right? Think of all of these as diagonals. You see all of these diagonals? Each of this is the circle of fifths. So you got C, you know, this is C, G, hold on, yeah, C, G, D, A, E, you know, and going the other way is C, F, B flat, E flat, A flat. And then each of the rows is either the root, so that's C, F, B flat, E flat. The next one up is going to be the counter. So the counter to C is a third up from C is E. You know, if you go here, third up from G is B. Oh my God. And then you have chords. So you have major chords, minor chords, dominant seventh chords, diminished seventh chords. And that's all up the circle of fifths. So if you combine it, right? It's so cool. And then you can have different registers. So you've got the smallest. You've got a reverberation. And then you've got the really deep one. Amy Fox says, is your music your magic ingredient to my recipes? Of course it is. Thank you, Amy. You hear that bass note? So it's pretty fun. And then here we have, you know, it's a keyboard. And you can have different registers. So high, all very high. And then you have the middle one and the bass one. And then you can have combinations of, you know, all of them with this master switch here. Or like low and high. So the great thing about the accordion is that you can accompany yourself. So you can just start with the left hand, and then you can just do a little ditty. And then once you start adding like double chords, it sounds like there's two people playing. Accordion sounds really good in the minor key. It was kind of designed for that. So. It's really, really hard because you can't see these and they all feel the same. So I like the music of like Lawrence Welk. If we have anyone old here, he did an old tune called bubbles in the wine. There we go. Whew. So I won't subject you to any more of that. That is the accordion. It's a really fun instrument. I didn't get my major in accordion. For those of you who know, though I did set a timer for the cookies, don't worry. For those of you who don't know, I got my degree in piano, as a matter of fact. So I got my Bachelor's of Arts in piano, and I learned accordion during COVID. Nothing better than old Lawrence Welk. Oh, thank you, guys. Shannon says, love the music. Thank you for the 5. Devin says, love everything you do. You're a true character. How often do I get accused of being a time traveler? All the time. You know, when I was born, my Auntie Anne said immediately, this boy has been here before. And it freaked my mom out. Polka Hour. Yeah, baby. Thank you, guys. Love the music. Oh, it means a lot that you guys like these types of things. Thank you for the music. Oh, you're most welcome. Beautiful eyes. Thank you. All the more to see. I wonder, do you want one more song? One more song and then we'll answer some questions? These cookies are almost ready. Do you want one more? You always amaze me. Next up, Weird Al. I know. Encore? Okay, let's do an encore. Only because you guys have sat through this first live of mine, which means a lot. Oh my God. Oh, there's a twist in action to it. Come here, baby. Okay. Whew. This is an old tune. I heard. No, that's really high. Maybe we do it in E flat. There's an old tune. Oh my God. There we go. Woo! Thanks for the music, Dylan, and the great recipes. Just pre-order your cookbook. Thank you. There's an old song. Anyone tuning in from Iowa? I heard. No. I drove a herd of cattle down from old Nebraska way. That's how I come to be in the state of Iowa. I met a gal in Iowa. Her eyes were big and blue. I asked her what her name was. She said Sioux City Sue. Oh, Sioux City Sue. Sioux City Sue. Your hair is red, your eyes are blue. I'd swap my horse and dog for you, Sue. Oh my God, Sioux City Sue. Sioux City Sue. There ain't no gal as true as my sweet Sioux City Sue. That's a really old one. For those of you who are curious, once you lose where you are with your left hand, it's impossible to find it again because they all feel the same. Whoever came up with this instrument, they said, let's give 120 buttons and make them all feel the same and make it so that whoever's playing it can't see it. Kissinia says, I can't continue without playing. Why, thank you. Yeah, it's a great one. There's another verse. Well, I Asked her if she had a beau. She said, yeah, quite a few. But still I kept on courting my sweet Sioux City Sue. The first time that I stole a kiss, I caught her stealing too. That's my sweet Sioux City Sue. Gene Autry popularized it, but Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians, they're really good at it. Check cookies. Don't worry, we only got a minute left. Only got a minute left. Thank you, Gardner T. Oh, what else we got? When Timmy came home from the bar. That's not the lyrics. Da 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 dee doo dee doo. He looked all around, but no wifey he found. So he said, where can someone be at? A note on the table he spied. He read it just once, then he cried. It ran, Louis dear, it's too cold for me here. I think it's slow. So I think I will go for a ride. Meet me in St. Louis, Louis. Meet me at the fair. Don't tell me the lights are shining any place but there. Anyway, we're done. That was mainly, I just wanted to say, did you know that Meet Me in St. Louis had a verse? When it's Louis. When Louis came home to the flat, he hung up his coat and his hat. He looked all around, but no wifey he found. Also, the interesting thing about that song is that the word wifey, that song was written in for the Louisiana Purchase Exposition back in 1912, dude. The song was written probably earlier than that. Wifey is over 100 years old. Can you believe it? Thank you, Irish Size. I appreciate that. Thin White Assets, love the music. I play guitar, but accordion seems so confusing. As you can say, it takes a bunch. I can't physically move the camera. Normally, I would move you over here, but you're kind of stuck there. TH sent $5. Say thank you. My grandma got to play one of Lawrence Welk's accordions. Got to play with one of Lawrence. Was it Myron Florin? That would be awesome. Very exciting for her. Charles Moore, thank you for the tenner. Your cookies are done. Oh, they're massive. These things are huge. God. I mean, they smell good. These things is huge. Look at the size of these chonkers. Now they're pale as me, pale as a ghost. Because they have margarine and oil. They're not all butter. And for sugar cookies, there ain't that much sugar in there. Whew. I mean, they smell a bit like vanilla. They do. They smell a little bit like vanilla. I drove a herd of cattle down from old Nebraska way. It's going to be stuck in my head all night, gentlemen. It's not the size, it's how they're handled. Hey, baby. We're coming up here on 8:30. Can I just say, we're not stopping yet. We're stopping soon. Just because we're gonna wait for these to cool down, and then we're gonna try them. Cat Dragon says, Dylan, you are too adorable to be believed. Thank you for all the wonderful content and recipes. Why, thank you. We're gonna wait for these to cool down, but I wanted to preface what I was about to say with saying that we're not leaving soon. I just wanted to say, I've never done this before, and because you guys are so kind, and my audience and all of us who bake together are so nice and kind, even though I was scared about doing something wrong on this first live stream in the horizontal and on a computer, I was deathly scared of doing something wrong. You guys are so kind that I knew that you would understand. And I just wanted to thank you for making this an approachable experience. We're learning. I still don't know if this audio mode is better than the other one. For those who have been here since the first one, do we only switch to this when we play music, or do you prefer this one? We love you, Dylan. You got this. Why, thank you. I like Echoey better. I like this one better. I like this. We like this one better. This one. Okay. Much better. Aw. You guys are so kind. Oh my gosh. Man. How about we do a bit of show and tell? The show and tell this evening. I'm not going to sell this book to you anymore because you've listened to all of this. I just wanted to point out our map. You might have seen the blown up version above the piano, but this is our map. This is hand illustrated by Brandon Campbell. I wanted to pick out an illustrator for Baking Across America, and I found him. You can you can take a look at his Instagram. He does mid-century illustrations in that style. And AG says, "Scream Tatum, Tatum!" And this is our map. So you'll see this is the first end papers, and then the back is all the culture capitals that we went to. So Yellowstone, we went to other places, of course, but these are the culture capitals: Seattle, Palm Springs, Hot Springs, New Orleans, Savannah, Pittsburgh, Washington. So it's great. Don't tell Penguin I showed you that. I already ordered it. Oh, thank you, Emily. No Canada. No, but there is Puerto Rico. There's Puerto Rico. Are there any other show and tells for you today before we try these cookies? They smell really good. And let's be honest, we all like a warm cookie every now and then. I certainly do. No Kansas? Yes, we were in Topeka. We actually baked. We were in Topeka, and then we were in Kansas City, but we were in Kansas City, Missouri. We also stopped and shot in Kansas City, Kansas. We shot in Topeka, and we shot in Kansas City, Kansas, and Kansas City, Missouri. So yeah, trust me, this is not just a little, let me do a bit of research about all the states and their bakes. No, you can read that on the internet. We wanted to be boots on the ground. We wanted to go, and the fun thing was baking these, like baking a pecan pie in Savannah, right across from Forsyth Park. I mean, incredible. I made a lane cake in Montgomery, Alabama. I mean, shot early morning beignets in New Orleans. It's going to be a fun book. It is. First holiday meal, I roasted turkey in the lid. In the lid? In the lid of the pan? Oh my God. I hope you did. In the lid? Oh, any chance we could have some jazz on the piano while the cookie's cool? It would be a quick one. It'll be really quick. No Minnesota. Oh gosh, no, we did not go to Minnesota, as a matter of fact. And not nearest we went was Chicago. Hi from Northern Wyoming. Went there. Love and hugs. Can't wait for the copy of the new book. Why, thank you. We were in Jackson, Wyoming. We were also up in Bozeman, Montana. Thank you, Breadmaker. I appreciate that. Eli PDX 10, can we please do this once a month? If you'd allow, we're going to do this a lot more than just once a month. So we'll do a quickie. Okay, this is really, really slow. Bye. I didn't get to say hi to Frank. You're getting it real. Everyone say hi to Long John Silver up there. You're going on a roundy round. What is my favorite color? My favorite color used to be oh, it can't go all the way that way. Can I just move you manually? Nope. Okay, we're going this way. Sorry, I'm moving you manually. I'm manhandling you over there. My favorite color used to be orange, but then I decided to paint my room orange. And let me tell you, that was a bad idea. I'm going to play some jazz. What jazz song do you want to hear? How about Heartaches? Everyone likes Heartaches. like heartaches. I like heartaches. Heartaches is a really good one because it sounds good even if the mic isn't good. You know, heartaches is like an eerie song. You know what I mean? It's like, woo, heartaches, heartaches. My loving you brings only heartbreaks, aches. Here, there's another song that has a verse. You know, no one knows the verse to that song. Cece says this stream is great after a long day. Oh, thank you. What is my favorite color? Oh yes, I addressed that. No one knows the verse to that song. Da 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 dee 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 dee. But it was all a dream. How foolish I was, something seemed. And now they lead dee heartaches. There's a verse. Anyway, I'm not gonna force you to listen to my waddling. Do you know Hang Out the Stars in Indiana? I sure do. I actually inserted that lyric in the state, in the Hoosier state. So you'll see Hang the Stars Out in Indiana and Baby Cry. I'm not trying to sell this. I'm merely saying when it comes to liking all of the old vintage stuff, it took a few years for me to realize that it's Americana, baby. That's what I really like. You know, I could be one of those persons who likes old Austin Healey's or Triumph motorcycles. My dad's that kind of guy. But no, the old stuff that I like, old player pianos, not very popular in the United Kingdom. Old school Americana. Old songs like Hang Out the Stars in Indiana. Old cars like my Cadillac. 10 cents a dance. That was wonderful. Yeah, baby. Joe Apple says, hi, Dylan, 12 years old fan here. Oh, my goodness. Joe Apple, thank you. Did you steal your car? Did you steal your mom's car? I'm joking, brother. I've been playing trumpet for a year. Any tips on practicing? Any tips on practice or music? Yeah, so I play tuba, which trumpet's embouchure is very tight. Long tones. I'm not sure if you've heard of long tones, but long tones, practicing long tones is incredibly good. So that's one thing I say. Long tones, and of course, practicing every day. Practice at least every other day. If you're really into it. If you're just playing and you want to sound better. Long tones, number one. Number two, you don't have to practice on your trumpet. You can practice with your mouthpiece. Sure, do some buzzing. Before you play, do some warm-up buzzing. Great. And then for music overall, learn the circle of fifths. Or circle of fourths if you're weird. Circle of fifths is extremely helpful. Just by knowing the circle of fifths, I was able to learn the accordion. So there you are. How about we try some of these cookies? I think you folks, here's what's going to happen. I've almost kept you for 2 hours. Good heavens, we've had a good time. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go into nighttime lighting. You're going to speak amongst yourselves. I'm going to grab a plate and we're going to try these cookies. I'll also give you an opportunity to screenshot the recipe once we're done. But no super chats. Wait until afterwards. He needs the milk! I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. We're going into some nighttime lighting. You should make an album, Music to Bake By. That's a great name for an album. All righty. Heartaches, heartaches. My loving you brings only heartaches. Your kiss was such a sacred thing. That was flat. To me, I can't believe it's just a burning memory. Heartaches, heartaches. What does it matter how my heart aches? These are some weird looking cookies, boys and gals. Let me level with you. These are some weird looking shit. They feel like sugar cookies. They sound like sugar cookies. Maybe John R. Schmucker, Mrs. John R. Schmucker is onto something. You think Mrs. John R. Schmucker's onto something, gentlemen and ladymen? She might be. Alrighty. Whoa! Let me show you what these things look like. Here are the sugar cookies. You're seeing them in the blue cast. That's not incredibly helpful, is it? Da 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 da. Weird. Very weird. Yes, moo juice and milk would be better, but cookies with moo juice they're always good. I want to be able to tell if the cookie is good by just trying it without the moo juice. It doesn't look like a normal sugar cookie, but listen to this. Maybe you can't tell. Seeing your TikTok and love your vids. Thank you, Reese Proctor Martins. I almost called you Reese Proctor Martinis. Ben Aesthetic says, my son adores you. He made whoopie pies from your short. I just pre-ordered a signed cookbook for him. He's going to be so happy when it finally comes. That means the world to me. Please give your regards. He has good choice in recipes. Very, very good choice in recipes. Miss Mustang, if I didn't answer that, my favorite color is now forest green. Can I please do the $250 Neiman Marcus cookies? Ladyman sounds like another way to say, no, that came, look, before I tried this. How did the phrase Gentles and Ladyman come about? I was a prefect and I was deputy head boy of my secondary school, Wark Academy. Lady Medic, the mic setting because we get to hear everything in the background. I was deputy head boy of Wark Academy. Yes, I went to a British private school. I was a prefect. I gave demerits when people didn't have their ties done up. But I had to give a speech in front of assembly. And I was so bloody nervous that in front of the entire school, I messed up Gentles and Ladymen. I messed up, ladies and gentlemen. And I said, how expensive was your wand? Shut up. I said, Gentles and Ladymen. And all I could see was the headmistress, Maggie McCorkle, just lower her head. Dave Horn, who was my homeroom teacher, who's now the headmaster. We now call him principal because apparently headmaster was too much. Anyway, everyone laughed and it stuck. Let us try this. Apparently the world's best sugar cookies. I'll come in closer so you can get this. Ooh. I'll be darned. I'll be darned. You gotta be joking me. How? I'm just looking at the dough. It's a cookie made with oil, which told me no matter what the consistency is going to be, even if it's going to be consistency like this, an oil cookie, you make carrot cake. You know how different baking with oil to butter makes things. I thought it was going to be a flat consistency, but no. Listen to this break. It's still warm, but you see how that broke? You see these pockets? That is very, very surprising. Oh, you're not following me. That is shocking. If I'm going to be honest with you. Now, let's talk about taste. Because they're not all made with butter, even if your oil's and date, even if all of that, you're going to taste a bit of the oil. Okay? We did use a half cup of butter. I wouldn't use a half cup of margarine. You taste a bit of the oil. When I think sugar cookies, I think butter taste. Some of that is lost, but the warmth from the vanilla, since there's still a half cup of butter, it does come through. It's very quite nice. I also didn't expect, since a lot of sugar cookies doughs don't have eggs in them. Okay, I'm stumbling. Minka Rose says, I was finally able to get your first cookbook. Have watched since you first showed up YouTube. Thank you, Mishka. I appreciate that. STR456 says, love your videos. I've been watching since the beginning, and I'm leaving hospital today after a week, after getting my appendix removed. Oh, could I get some words of encouragement? Yes. After all you've been through, you'll never have to worry in the back of your mind that your appendix is going to burst. Us, me, everyone else who still got it, we're worried. Because there's a not zero chance that sometime in the future, could be when you're sleeping, could be at your wedding, you're going to have a burst appendix. You no longer have to worry about that. You can cross that off the list of worries. And to B2 Gaming Night says, thank you for your amazing content. Thank you. Folks, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to turn off tracking. Sorry. It's useful when I'm doing this. Here's your opportunity to take a screenshot of this. Now, this is the recipe in its entirety. Okay? I cut it in half. So I'll zoom out in a little bit. So take your screenshots. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then up there, it'll be smaller font. But these are the half. You can cut this in half. You can cut it in half. Oh, this is going to be in the VOD, right? Yes, I know. I even showed some of my book. I don't like me. That's for the rest of us. I know. Your appendix might burst. Just to let you know. I wouldn't be worried. I'm never worried because I actually don't know why. But one of the reasons why I'm not worried is because I have you guys to make me feel better. Because on these lives, I truly have so much bloody fun, you have no idea. Folks, I have been truly blessed with your audience this evening. I'm not sure what you normally do on a Sunday, but I'm glad that you spent this Sunday with me. So whether you're getting up early tomorrow for work or you're working from home, thank you for tuning in. And from my kitchen to your kitchen, from my home to your home, and from my heart to your heart, my name is B. Dylan Hollis, and I hope to be seeing you very soon. Good night.